Do you find yourself consistently experiencing self-doubt even in areas where you typically excel in? Do you feel like when you succeed in something that you actually only just got lucky, but in reality you prepared well and worked hard for it? In this video, I'm going to be talking about what imposter syndrome is and what causes it, how you can cope with it, the effects of imposter syndrome, and what you can do to overcome this. What is imposter syndrome? Think of it like this. You are this brown circle. This is what you think you are. An awkward, crazy mess of an individual who tries too hard to impress people and has no talent. That's who you think you are. Now, this is who others think you are. This circle. A pretty cool person. Others think you are a pretty cool person. And pretty much imposter syndrome affects women more predominantly than men, because I guess this is where the gender stereotypes come in, where they'll see women as they don't fit in as much as men and they don't have the same capabilities as men. And imposter syndrome is defined as the condition of feeling anxious at experiencing success internally, despite actually being high performing externally, so in the physical. And a lot of the times, high achieving individuals are marked by an inability to internalize their accomplishments. And the reason why they find it so hard to accept their success and accomplishments is because they have a very high level of self-doubt. And I explained a bit of self-doubt in my previous video, but they struggle to accept praises, they struggle to accept achievements, they base it upon coincidence and luck. They think that, oh no, although I worked hard, I don't think I actually deserve this. I think that that luck did it for me. And so high achieving individuals oftentimes feel like that they don't earn their success. They blame it on luck. As you can see, this brown circle is who they think they are. They think they're just worthless, tries to impress people, who overworks themselves, who tries too hard, who thinks they're top shit. No, but in reality, they're actually this. A fucking cool person. So you may be wondering what actually causes imposter syndrome. And it can be caused by multiple factors, which include your family environment, being around your family. Like, maybe do they often criticize your achievements? Like, say if you came home from school, you said, Mum, Dad, I got a B+ in my science test, I'm so happy. And they're like, well, what happened? Why couldn't you get an A? Why couldn't you do better? And like, that criticism could actually impact the person and just lead them to developing imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is heavily related to low self-esteem and negative self-talk, which I'll get into that further on in the video. And also a sense of belonging also causes imposter syndrome. If you feel like you don't belong in your family, in your friend group or something, in your workspace, you feel like you don't have a sense of security or support around you, you don't feel accepted, then that's going to have some problems on you. That's going to leave some impact on you. It's not going to be good for you. If you are an introverted person, you are more likely to internalize negative emotions. This habit of negative self-talk causes you to belittle your achievements. So say if someone congratulated you on achieving something, say if like in a sport you got a medal and they said, wow, great job, you really deserve this, like, your negative self-talk is going to come through. If you're introverted, it's all going to take over you. It's all gonna make you think that, nah, it was just luck. I don't deserve this. And particularly when more introverted people succeed, they find it hard to accept praise because they doubt their sincerity. Not only do they feel embarrassed, but they feel like they're somehow being patronized. What are the characteristics of imposter syndrome? What effects does it have on a person? As you may know, it is quite clear that imposter syndrome leads to extreme lack of self-confidence. Why? Because it's going to keep making you negative self-talk yourself. You're internalizing negative emotions inside you, and you're always going to think that if you celebrate your success, that you think of yourself as a obnoxious person, but really, like, it's just pretty normal to do that. Like, I think it's a pretty normal thing. And, you know, imposter syndrome also leads you to having feelings of inadequacy. You don't feel like you fit in, you don't feel like you're good, you don't want to have flaws, but it's normal. If imposter syndrome is left unchecked, this can have significant impact on relationships, your workspaces, and as well as your life satisfaction. Another effect it has on you is attributing your success to external factors. Say, for example, when someone offers you positive feedback in the form of a praise, people with imposter syndrome will fail to accept responsibility for their success. Instead, they will attribute this positive impact they created to coincidence and luck. They will think that their success is based upon luck. They will not believe that they actually worked hard to get there. That's how much power your mind can do to you. That's how much power your mind has. That's what negative emotions can do to someone. Can fully distort their perceptions of their success. And it is clear that people with this will distrust their own intuition and capabilities. They will always doubt what they're really capable of, coming up with excuses, blaming stuff on luck, always trying to find a way out because they feel so inadequate that they can't celebrate their own success. And this imposter syndrome is actually very common among the population. 80% of people have experienced this before, even though it's more predominantly found in women, as I said earlier, because the gender stereotypes, they feel like they don't have the same capabilities as men, so therefore they're not trusting their intuition, which is going to impact them a lot, and they're not going to accept new opportunities in life. So they're probably setting themselves up for failure, and that's why it's important to, you know, ask yourself some important questions and try and start making some changes in your life to get rid of this self-doubt. Imposter syndrome can also give people an immense level of anxiety. They will feel very anxious about doing things. They will have panic attacks. They will feel really unworthy of achievements, and it's not gonna be good for them. How can you cope with imposter syndrome? Advice that I'd give to you is to not feel unworthy of success, even though if you're someone who's a bit introverted and you feel embarrassed when someone praises you, or you have to stand up in front of a large audience and grab your award. Yay. Yeah, I get that. That's a bit embarrassing, but don't let those unworthy negative emotions take over yourself. Don't let yourself doubt you and think that you didn't deserve this achievement. Have a bit more faith in yourself. It's the only way you can start overcoming imposter syndrome. Another thing you can do is stop dismissing positive feedback. When someone is praising you, accept it. Just say thank you. Thank you. Just don't think anything else of it. If someone was like to me, good job, Jade, you did an amazing job. You did an amazing job. You really deserve that award. I'll be like, you know what? Thank you. I did. I would not let any bit of negative talk go in my way. I wouldn't base it upon coincidence. I would try and experience my success internally. Like, because this is where the problem comes in. Like, high achieving individuals cannot internalize their success. even though they are high performing externally. They can't accept it internally. How you can also overcome imposter syndrome is by embracing your success. Tell yourself that you deserve it. Tell yourself that you earned it. Every day, give yourself positive affirmations and tell yourself how worthy you are. And tell yourself how good of a person you are, how strong you are, how such a high achiever you are. Every morning, give yourself those affirmations. It's going to do you more good than the negative self-talk that will take over your life. If you can do these things with ease, you will create a better self-awareness, and it's just going to be better for your life overall and life satisfaction. It's going to do you justice. If you can think positively, that is going to get you miles ahead of everyone else. And just try not to feel embarrassed about like your achievements, because I can say that I used to be like that, and I have no shame. I used to be like that a lot. Whenever I'd get an award in front of the whole school, I would feel I didn't want to go up because I'd feel like everyone would think I'm a fraud. Everyone would think that I was a try-hard, that I was a goody two-shoes, that I tried to impress all the teachers to get these awards. But no, and it took me a couple of years later to actually realize that, nah, I fucking earned it. I earned it, and I want you to tell yourself that. If you are achieving something in your life, if you are succeeding, tell yourself that you earned it. Give yourself some praise, accept praise from other people. Don't base your accomplishments on luck. You worked hard for it. No one else did. You put in the hard work. You prepared well for it. Don't let this crippling anxiety, self-doubt, feelings of inadequacy get to you. But yeah, I always used to be like that. I felt embarrassed whenever I got achievements, like, because I had imposter syndrome, most definitely. I felt like that I couldn't internalize my success. I couldn't accept it. When people praised me, I always thought they were trying to patronize me. I couldn't take criticism well, and I'm going to be explaining that in another video. I think I'm going to make it later, but I'll be talking about criticism and how, you know, it relates to self-esteem and self-confidence. I'll be talking more about those two things because I think it's very important, and particularly for young girls, which self-esteem and self-confidence are two very important subjects in their lives as they grow up, because I don't even have to explain myself. I had major low self-esteem. I'm going to explain it in the next video, but major low self-esteem. I don't even know why.